Hey guys, what are you going to give your best girl for Valentine's Day? A heart-shaped box? Made out of cardboard? Come on, everybody knows that the way to a woman's heart is through a man's workshop. Give her something you made by hand specifically for her. This is a heart-shaped box with a lid that swings on a hinge. It closes and stays closed. What's in it? A diamond necklace? Well, no, chocolate. But that's second best, isn't it? Come on, let's go make one of these. To make the box, I cut a 4-inch piece out of a cedar 4x4 post. The post was about 10 feet long, way too long to try to cross cut on the table saw, so I used the radial arm saw. And the blade of the radial arm saw wasn't deep enough to go through in one pass, so I had to rotate the post each time. And because the post was curved, I had to go down to the far end and adjust the height of it in order to get it to lie flat on the table. I sanded it smooth on the two sides that would be the top and the bottom. The other sides don't matter because they'll be cut away as waste when we make the heart shape. I chose a 3/16 bandsaw blade to make the heart-shaped cut. The thinner the blade, the tighter the curve it can cut, but these curves aren't all that tight. And I thought 3/16 was better than 1/8 because the wider the blade, the more likely that you'll have a straight cut from top to bottom. A lot of sanding went on during the making of this heart-shaped box. I didn't subject you, the viewer, to all of it. Just assume that there's a bunch more than what you see. I'm using a 3/4 inch bandsaw blade to cut the top and bottom off of the box. You could conceivably do this on the table saw if you raise the blade high enough, but we want the grain to match up after the cut, particularly on the bottom. So the thinner bandsaw blade is the way to go with this. I'm going to use a dowel in the upper left of the heart as the hinge. So I'm drilling a hole for that here. And notice that I don't have the heart clamped down. I'm just trying to hold it with my hand. That was a mistake. This lovely little tool is called a dowel hole locator. You drill a hole in one side of two facing pieces, put this in, and then mash the facing piece against it, and it will give you a starter hole right where your hole on the other side needs to be. I chose a 3/8 inch dowel to be the hinge. I drilled a 3/8 inch hole for it to fit in. With some dowels this would have been very tight, but dowels range a lot in their actual width, and this one worked out nicely to be able to turn in the hole. To hold the top in place when it's closed, I decided to use a pair of rare earth magnets. The ones I picked out are 3/8 width, so I needed to drill some 3/8 holes for them. The depth of this hole was only 1/8 of an inch, which made it difficult to use the dowel hole locators because it didn't go all the way into the hole. I chose epoxy rosin to mount the dowel to the top and also to mount the first rare earth magnet. That was a bad choice, as you'll see, and so I chose Duco cement for the second magnet, but by that time it was too late. It's a good thing I intended to paint it red instead of staining it. When you glue in your second rare earth magnet, be sure you have the correct side facing the first magnet, otherwise they'll repel each other, as you can see here. We'll cut the inside of the box out by coming in at the peak where the two sides of the heart meet and following the contour of the box around. I thought I'd be able to sand it this way. Didn't work. The post was in the way. In addition to gluing on the bottom of the box, we're going to need to glue that place at the top where we cut into it with a bandsaw to remove the middle. This is going to make the width of the box slightly less than that of the bottom and the top, so we'll need to do some sanding to make them fit again. I don't want paint on the post because I don't want it to get thicker down in the hole. So I'm going to wrap the post before I start to paint. And then of course we'll come back and take this off afterward. I'm putting a piece of a cotton ball in the hole for the same reason as I put the tape on the post, to keep the paint out of it. All right, we'll let that dry and come back for a second coat. Lisa, my dear, please allow me to present you with this token of my undying devotion.
Thank you. Did you make this?
I made this specifically for you, my dear.
Oh, it's beautiful. What's inside? Is there a diamond necklace? Hey, look. Chocolate! Even better!